What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I never done a top 10 bodybuilding myths before. I done top 10 beginner mistakes and something else I can't remember off the top of my head. So today I'm going to be doing that, which is top 10 bodybuilding myths or workout myths, and you would have at least heard one of these ones. So I'm going to start off right off the bat. This is probably the biggest excuse that people use not to train legs. Squatting is bad for your knees. Sorry if I look that way because I'm going to be looking at my laptop. That's what I'm not going to remember this all off by head. So squatting is bad for your knees, and this is the most used excuse that beginners will use or hear from pussies in the gym. Sorry, that's squeak. That's the chair. Yeah, beginners will use from other people that have no legs or are shit at squatting. Now, I don't get why they use this term. I'd say most likely it's that they have used terrible squatting form and that's why their knees are bad. But if you squat correctly, or if you bench press correctly, or if you deadlift correctly, the muscles or the joints that you're going to be using in it aren't going to be affected. If you deadlift incorrect, you shift form on a deadlift, more likely you're going to be ending up in a hospital. If you squat correctly with good form, you're going to end up with great quads, great hamstrings, great glutes, only for the women. That's what's going to happen. You can't injure yourself if you use bad form, if you're using correct weight, and if you're using good momentum or good speed with the rep. If you are using heavy weight and bounce down onto the rep, you could actually hurt your knees. That's more likely how it works. So number two, a lot of women will use this. Carbs are bad. As far as I know, it was back in the day, back in Arnold's day, they didn't eat a lot of carbs. It was a high fat, high protein diet. That's what I've researched on. Don't go in the comment section going, no, they use high carb, low fat and protein, blah blah blah. That's the research that I found. Okay, so carbs are bad. Carbs are not bad. Carbs are your friend. If you were looking to build muscle, carbs are your friend. Carbs are one of your best friends. I think the people that use this term are afraid because there's a lot of carbs in bread, a lot of carbs in pastas. Now a lot of people eat these, and I think the problem with it is that breads such as white breads or baguettes or rolls sit in your stomach for a very long time, and they'll sit there, and if you're not using them like majority of their carbs, they'll be stored as fat. If you're taking anything, especially sugars, they'll sit in your stomach and be stored as fat. That's pretty much what's happening. If you eat a bag of jellies or Haribo or whatever and go on a jog, you're going to be using up that glycogen. So yeah, carbs aren't bad. Carbs are a very good thing to use in training. Obviously, fat will make you fat. Now, I can understand where people are coming from when saying this. Throw something back my neck. I understand that fat has a very high caloric intake. It's very high. It's very high on calories. Basically, it's 9 calories per gram. When protein and carbs are 4 grams of calories or 4 calories per gram. Alcohol is 7 per, I think it's milliliter or whatever it is. So I understand how that can make you fat if you're taking a lot of fat and not use the calories up. Now, it's depending on the good fat and the bad fat that you're using. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. I know saturated fat, you're not even supposed to look at that. Omega 369s, I think it's trans fats that are good for you. Correct me in the comment section. The fats from steak, from fish, that's much likely or mainly salmon, they're good fats. Avocados, all beefs are good fat, depending if it's very lean sources of beef. If you get like 97 lean, 4% or 3% fat, then that's a good ratio. That's a very good ratio. Try and find as lean as possible. Now, if you are eating very high greasy food such as fast food, Chinese food, they're going to be the ones that are bad fats, okay? Yeah, so guys, that's, sorry, my camera decided to freeze. I had to stop it and then restart. So I understand that's why the people say that fat's are bad. So number 4, only train one body part at a time per week. So you use Monday chest, Tuesday back, Wednesday legs, Thursday shoulders, and Friday arms, etc. But what I've noticed now is most people are training body parts twice a week. Phil, he trains them twice a week. Ronnie Coleman trained every body part bar arms, I think, twice a week. I don't know why people are saying this. Maybe they think that I'll overtrain them. I've done it before. I've only done it for maybe 2-3 months. Did I notice anything really different? Not really. But those people are doing that for a good amount of years. I know Chris Jones was doing it. Mark Lowbliner does it. Who else? I think Jerry Ward does it. They're the people off the top of my head. So, can it be classed as overtraining? Yes, if you don't eat enough. It's not going to be anything, any sort of overtraining. Overtraining doesn't exist. Overtraining only exists if you don't eat enough. That's the only time it exists. If you don't eat enough, Jay Cutler says that loads of times. It doesn't exist. Now, number 5. Yeah, number 5. This one is a good one, and most people have heard this, I'd say 4 or 5 times, that high reps are for cutting and low reps are for size. I don't know who came up with this. I actually seen this in a documentary about bodybuilding that the narrator says it. I don't know, I understand higher reps burning more calories. When you're doing low reps, you're burning less calories. But high volume is where it's at. High volume is where that's where you're gonna get the most breakdown of the muscle. So I don't get that why people say high reps are for cutting. Arnold used a lot of high reps and he turned out like that. But people are gonna say, oh, use steroids, use steroids. They're the people that look like shit, live in a man's basement, and are gonna end up fat the rest of their life. Use both in your training, guys. I do it. Sorry if I look that way. I keep seeing something on my camera. So yeah, guys, use both. Especially if you're training legs or back, use more volume in that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't use high volume for every body part, but give it a go. You'll see better results, believe me. Cardio kills gains. Now, I will admit I was someone that did believe this. I only did cardio on a diet, and for some reason I did think that doing cardio will eat away muscle, because I just thought, looking at football players or soccer players, marathon runners, obviously they're going to be like starving, look like they're after been starving all life. But basically what I have learned is that if you do 15 minutes steady pace cardio post workout, and make you hungry. Now it's burning a little bit of food or a little bit of calories, but that will help you, because you should notice right away when you're finished workout you should be hungry. Understand, if you eat a very big meal before a workout, you're going to be satisfied. But if you eat, I'm not going to describe a portion. If you eat a moderate amount of food before an hour before workout, some of it is digested into the bloodstream, and then it's going to be pretty much used up throughout your workout. So you're going to be pretty much hungry and starving after a workout. That's the best time, besides waking up, to taking a lot of food, a lot of good food. So cardio won't kill your gains unless you're not eating enough. That's what I'll say. So post-workout shake, you gotta get your post-workout shake, because the supplement companies push as much shit into your fucking brain as possible. Understand, whey protein digests within an hour. I think whey isolate as well. Casein doesn't. But food will always surpass protein shakes. Protein shakes are not the end all be all, they're meal replacements. What do you think is going to work better for you? Protein shake with some oats, or a steak and potatoes? Steak and potatoes, well, be a king if I could fucking get that in every day. So post-workout shakes aren't gonna be the best thing ever. I'd rather food. Just my thing. So this is actually a lot of people actually using, not just bodybuilders, but a lot of athletes, American football players, rugby players, football players, marathon runners. I think it was Mike Tyson that said this. He didn't have sex for nearly 3 months before a fight. I think it was him. Correct me in the comment section. So now no sex before training. So I've actually watched Sports Science, and they were testing, can sex a day before an event affect your ability. So they tested a person on 2 days. They tested a boxer and a female boxer on their agility, their speed, their strength, and I think it was their power. And then later on that day, obviously the person had sex. So the next day they tested the exact same, had both the day before on a board, and it actually came out greater the next day. So I think people have a fear that having sex before an event, if you're a sprinter or anything, it might give you jiggly legs. Your legs might be weak. I don't know how, but that's the theory. But science proves that sex before an occasion or an event actually increases your strength and performance. The testosterone on the woman actually increased. If you don't know that, females carry testosterone, just like we carry estrogen, but very small amounts for each person. So this one is stupid. This one I don't get. People have to crunch their way to a six-pack or abs. The people that don't understand this is that you have to be genetically born with abs, six-pack abs, or an 8-pack to develop that. If you're born with a 5-pack, then that's what you're going to have to deal with. Sorry if I keep moving on here, my laptop keeps going off. So you have to be genetically born with a 6-pack to obtain a 6-pack. If you have a 5.5-pack, if that even exists, that's what you deal with. Now here, I have a 6-pack somewhere under this. I just have a lot of fat and water there. I consider myself as fat. So you have to be genetically born. I can't. If you have a 5-pack and then it's the, I don't know the muscle here, it's like in a triangle, you can't bend that muscle. You can't bend it naturally. You probably have to get surgery to do it. I've actually seen people with ab implants. That's what you call lazy shits. You can't actually do anything if you're not genetically born. You cannot make your muscles more round and fuller muscle bellies if you're not genetically born with. I'm never gonna have genetics as good as Phil Heath. Even if he was natural, if we were the same age, eat the same food, take the same supplements, if I was to take the same gear as him, I'll never look like Phil Heath. So that's what I'm just saying. You have to be genetically born with. So the last one. Carbs or no carbs before 6 AM or after 6 PM will restore this body fat. I don't get where people say this. One's if you go to bed at 11 or 12. Understand if that's slow digestion. Understand if you go to bed at 10 and you have a pizza at 9:30. Then it's going to be sitting in your stomach as fat and get turned to fat. I don't get where the people say this. If you work out at 8 and you took in carbs at 6:10, you're going to be burning off them. So I don't get where people come up with these ideas. Carbs after 6 are perfectly okay, depending if you're the type of carb that you're taking in. So guys, that is the top 10, my top 10 bodybuilding / workout myths. Enjoy. Put in the comment section if you have heard any other myths that haven't been called out. So guys, like, comment and subscribe. Thanks, bye.